Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, Bitcoin has followed through today and it has shown a first reaction to the upside here to our, well, not first reaction, but the next reaction to our support zone there. It's all still very fragile, very, very weak upside, I would say, to be really considered something, let's say, substantial or sustainable. However, we have seen another reaction to the support region, and that's precisely what we've been watching for today. When I made the first video, I explained to you that yeah, I mean, there are different, you can call that a reset of the B wave. Maybe the B wave was here and this is a 1-2 setup. It doesn't matter so much, but the idea was that we are watching for an upside reversal, at least a reversal attempt. Whether this is now something sustainable or not, it was a nice rally already. Bitcoin has shown a nice rally together with the S&P 500 today. In my first update, oops, it's quite windy there. In my first update earlier today on Discord for our gold members, I highlighted that I'm still watching if the price can generate an upside reversal from this region. This is what I'm primarily watching for. So the market so far could not stabilize and so on and so on, but it was pretty much when I posted that shortly afterwards we started to see the rally. Yeah, this was earlier today at 58,435. As always, as long as we're holding support, we can watch for reactions to support. Shortly after that today, and you see some of the updates I posted earlier today on SUI, Link, ADA, here BTC. Yeah, Bitcoin was already then starting to move up, yeah, and followed the micro count here. It was at 59,232 then. And that was interesting, one of the updates after the last video, that was the next breakout point. Bitcoin had arrived at the next breakout point, not a very reliable trend line, but we were at 59,222. So that was a signal. Where were we? Price could still be working on wave 1, structure is choppy. Bitcoin has arrived at the next trend line. These can always be breakout points. And Bitcoin did, and I need to find the chart again, Bitcoin did react to that and actually broke out. I mean, not react to it, but actually broke out and seems to be comfortable now above that trend line. So that's the idea. We are comfortable above that trend line. The price tries to push higher. We are sort of still in the overall range, okay, but the situation today is quite positive in the sector. Not massive upside, but still a decent, I mean, what was the intraday low? A decent 3% intraday move, not too bad. And for anybody who entered at one of these trendline breakouts, either this one, that was the one I highlighted in the previous video, I think, or the one above the solid line would now be in profit. Just make sure that it's very clear, or that, you understand that the structure here is still very, very choppy. And we could still easily be on our way down. I think my words were in the last video, we have to treat this chart at the moment as if it could fall from the sky at any moment, because really the structure is very, very fragile. We are still in an overall sideways range from the, I would say, 9th of August low, So when we started that decline here on the 8th of August, we entered a sideways price range. Now let me take out that first trend line. We don't need that anymore. But you see, we are holding above support. The main support area is still between 56,280 and 58,555. We've had nice reactions to support. And people are saying the market is boring at the moment. And to a degree it is. But make it interesting for you. Make it interesting by trading, trading the range. We certainly had some setups. I mean, the support area is a support area that can be used for trading, right? Where the price can show a bounce. And then the support area showed a bounce again. And then we had trendline breakouts. We also had trendline breakouts here, okay? So you can make it interesting for you. And you can capitalize on those smaller movements. You don't need to wait for the major move all the time. That's one of the audio lessons I posted a while ago for our Discord members as well. That a lot of people are always waiting for the major move, and they wait. And they sometimes only happen like once a year or something, these major moves that let's say, the vast majority of people can capitalize on. But they are really the exception. What really happens much more frequently are those smaller movements. Here, you know, a 3% intraday rally. Here on Tuesday, we had that nice rally, which was also like 3 to 4%. And those happen, you know, much more frequently. And you can make it interesting for you if you feel bored. Make it interesting. If you don't want to trade intraday, maybe just try a bit of paper trading and test some strategies. And, you know, that's sort of the stuff that you can do to keep it interesting. Because unless or until we really break out of this range and break above those recent highs, it likely is going to remain very, very boring and fragile overall. So this is here what needs to happen. Obviously, we need to break above those recent highs around 61,650, 61,700. And until that happens, we're just caught in a range. But Bitcoin follows the micro pathway here, the micro count at the moment. Once I see a top in place, some kind of a local, once I see a signal for a local top to be in place, I will add support for the micro wave 2. But for now, this move up here doesn't look like a 5-wave move yet. But once we see a top, we can add the next micro support region. Would prefer if this pushes a little bit higher though, for a more, let's say, a clearer wave 1 of wave C. But these are really just micro counts. Can easily still break down, absolutely. And the main support level I would use at the moment is at 56,283. That's the main support. That's a weak support level because it is only support for a B wave, but it is a support level. And while we talk here, Bitcoin is still grinding higher. Yeah, and the next main resistance, I mean, we can add the VRVP volume profiles. You see the spike is starting again around 60,600. So we're now leaving possibly this cluster. There isn't much until we get to around about 60,000. So maybe this is now the next breakout. We'll see. I'm already posting that just now after this video. When I finish recording, I'll post it on Discord. And then I don't know what's happening now, but it could be that it's going up quite quickly. But we'll see. It doesn't have to. I'm just pointing out that if we can get it, should ideally push a little higher to get above this cluster there. But if it can, then at least from a volume profile point of view, there is minimal resistance until we get to around about 60,600. We'll see. It could, but again, just a warning again, this is a very fragile structure here. And we are still in a range. That's what I mean. You know, this is still very, very fragile. But if we can break above, I'd say it needs to be 59,800. We haven't done it yet. Then whether that happens today or tomorrow or whatever, then it could give us a boost here to around about 60,000. Yeah, 60,500, 60,600. I'll keep you updated. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.